Juniors back again with Scituate Community Television, and I'm here at the 2022 Credit for Life Fair, where the juniors are getting a big reality check on credit and life itself.
Prior to the fair, we actually did 3 meetings with the students where we taught them about credit, we taught them about their budget sheet, and we asked them to pick a career. So they had a list of like 100+ careers with average salary, average debt, average credit score. So they picked their careers, and we gave them a budget sheet with all this different information on it. And then spent today going from booth to booth, making different decisions around where they want to spend their money. So by the end, they should have gone to each booth, and then they go to the bank over here, which is our credit counseling area. And the bank tells them, are you in good shape or not? Do you need to go back to make some different decisions? Can you put some more money into savings or retirement, or where are you at with things? And then they've completed the fair. So that's sort of what happens during the day.
It's extremely important. Last year was the first year we offered Credit for Life, and there was such a positive response from students, from their parents when they went home to talk about the experience, and then also from all the people that volunteered here. So I think we all learned how important it is to have real life skills as we think about planning for life after high school. And so I think it's invaluable, and I'm really impressed with what Scituate Public Schools has done beginning this year, which has been to create more educational opportunities in school to teach that. So some students take business classes as electives when they're juniors and seniors, but my kids have not taken those yet. So it's possible that you could miss some of that real life skills training. So now, beginning this year, all students are going to have different advisories that talk about credit and different concepts for financial literacy all throughout high school. So I'm really thrilled that we're building that in.
What have you learned about credit today so far?
It's tough and more complex than I thought, and yeah, like in reality, it's not all sunshine and rainbows.
You have to be wise when you spend your money, and you can't have all nice fancy things or a dog.
It's definitely really helpful, like how to manage your life and for our future with possible careers we're interested in, and organizing our life.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting seeing how much everything is just deducted from your monthly pay, and just and based on your education, how much you make.
You got to pay a lot of bills, and insurance is expensive. I didn't know you needed that much.
I think it's really important. It's probably one of the most important things we can do for kids is to give them a reality check, and what that means basically is to experience real life as far as financial planning and investments and things like that on what they're going to experience in the real world after they leave high school. So having some fun and doing that in an environment with professionals from the community is a great way to give everyone an experience about what life's really going to be about.
I would like for students to understand how decisions that they make in their life impact their financial abilities, and kind of how expensive it is to live in today's world. I think it's imperative that we teach kids the importance of financial literacy and how credit affects their decisions now and going forward, from buying a car to ultimately maybe buying a house.
And have you had any second thoughts about your career plans?
Yeah, definitely, because everybody else is making $80,000 a year, and I have $40,000, so it's pretty wild.
What is your biggest takeaway walking out of the Credit for Life Fair today?
Wildlife biologists don't make much money.
And have you had second thoughts about your career choices?
Absolutely.
And if you love what you do, is money really important?
I think so, but I don't really love wildlife biology, so it's not really worth it.
If you love what you do, does money really matter? What are your thoughts on that?
That's an awesome question. So one of the things, and Mr. Pfeiffer knows this as well, is I work with students in the School to Career program, so an internship program. And I will say, if you take a job and you chase money, you will earn every dime of it. So it's a very long day if you're doing a job just for the money. So I always tell kids to think about and chase what you love, and then figure out how to make money doing what you love. Because when those things come together, it's not really work, right? It's just, you happen to make money doing what you love.
I hope that they get the good kind of overwhelmed, that they realize that this is going to be a challenge, but that it's doable if you play your cards right.
And how important do you think this is for their future?
Incredibly important. I was talking with a senior who did it last year, and she realized this was probably not the career path that she wanted based on how everything worked out, and she really had to think about it. And I think that's the best possible outcome we can get.
And what is your biggest takeaway from what we've learned today?
I spent $800 on an apartment.
and there's a lot more expenses than I thought.
And have you had any second thoughts about your career plans going forward?
I'm pretty confident with my career. Yeah.
Maybe some second thoughts, but right now, a little confident.
I hope that they have reality check because this is real life, and to think about how they want to spend their money, but also their wants and their needs, and is this something I really need or is this something I really want? Because I struggle with that as an adult too. So it's something to think about because we're going to have bills our whole lives. So it's really important how you want to live your life, and then the career you choose, how does that impact your quality of life?
I came in with a bad credit score, 630. So I mean, you guys got to pay those credit card bills. Can't be high in debt. Then you'll be spending less money.
I learned how to like spread out my money so I can like get some nice things in some areas, but then some not as nice things in other areas.
What do you think is the biggest thing you've noticed that students are making mistakes with their money?
The budget process. They need to understand really the budget process to know how to create either a savings plan or a debt reduction plan.
And most of these kids are juniors, 16, 17 years old. What do you think the importance level is that they learn this so early?
Well, I'm a lending officer, so I see people's finances every day, and understanding financial literacy and how that all, comports into what you're going to do with your life spending is really important. And so this is a very good exercise because it helps them learn how to make decisions. Do I buy a used car? Do I change my lifestyle to help me create financial wealth?
You're at the bank right now. Was this a pretty big reality check for you?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, I knew there was a lot of expenses involved with just living outside of like my parents' house, obviously. But I guess it's like shocking to some people how much it actually is.
Yeah, like Chuck said, it's just kind of like getting me in the perspective of what I'm about to have to do in a couple of years, so.
I guess I didn't realize how expensive life could be. Like, this is really expensive just to do like the basic necessities in your life, so I guess it's preparing all of us for what's to come.
And have you had any second thoughts about your future career plans?
Yeah, my career right now is a physician's assistant, and it's really expensive. So I don't know if I could do it.
Everyone leaves and every year will say, this is so important. And I had such a wake up of, I didn't realize how many different things would be competing for my money. So it's just an awareness and an understanding that we all have to make choices from the day you graduate straight through the rest of life. And that those choices have impacts and we navigate that as we go through.
What has been your biggest takeaway about the Credit for Life Fair today?
That I'm losing a lot of money. You got to really balance stuff out. You can't spend too much money on stuff like clothing and stuff that's not mandatory because it'll hurt other stuff.
Yeah, just learning to save as much money as you can while also getting enough to live how you want to.
At first I was thinking I could just live out of my van as a plumber, but I don't think I can do that no more.
Definitely how much stuff starts adding up when you buy it. I didn't realize all of this played a factor.
I think definitely, like Mr. Pumphrey was talking about, preparing, the importance of practicing now. Because in our lives, obviously we can go and have fun at Chick-fil-A or go out with your friends, but preparing for the future now will really help when the time comes.
We've heard from other schools and students from last year that this is actually one of the more impactful days of their entire high school career because it's, we teach them a lot of academics and things like that, and another teacher put it to us that we don't necessarily teach life, and this is very much a life teaching sort of opportunity where a lot of the stress, a lot of things you're dealing with in your mid-20s have to do with this, have to do with all of these decisions you have to make, and the more prepared for you can be, the better. And so it's the opportunity to do that, which we think is pretty great.